Hey, if you want to grow all this awesome food for your family, you're going to want to watch the next 10 minutes of this video. Hey guys, it's Ashley with Sambuca's Country Market and Greenhouse. It's January 23rd and we are in the greenhouse, number 6, starting some seeds today. It's no secret that a huge part of our business is selling you guys the veggie starts and the flower starts in the spring. But with some really exciting questions that we got from our customers last year, we are thrilled to explain to you guys just how easy it is to start your own seeds right at home. We have some super fun stuff here at the store that makes it super easy for you, but don't worry, none of this is necessary material. You can do this using some material you probably even have at home. The first thing I want you to do is pop a squat at the computer and you're gonna do a simple Google search. What is my average last frost date? And then type in your zip code, and it's probably gonna direct you to the Farmer's Almanac. That's a super trusted, reliable source. I've gone with it my whole life. Usually it's like towards the end of April for our area. Around the 27th, I know that because it's my birthday. So this year, I think it's April 28th for our zone. But I will tell you, working here at Sambuca's, I've learned most of our Ohioans will tell you, do not plant before Mother's Day. Don't plant anything outside. It's just simply not safe. So trust your gut, check the weather, and you'll know. Once you have those important pieces of information, then you just take a little peruse around and think about what you want to grow. I like to grow things that I know my family's going to eat. We eat a lot of green beans, so much corn, all the tomatoes. So I choose that. Once you've made your selections on what you're going to be growing for the year, then you'll be able to check again back to see how many days until transplant. That's the information you're looking for on the back of your seeds to know when to start them indoors. Your pepper seeds, your tomato seeds are going to take about 8 to 10 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks to germinate. A couple of the things I'm going to be starting today because they're cold weather hardy and able to take that little bit of frost that we get early in spring is going to be Swiss chard, broccoli, alyssum, and kale. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fill up our 16 cell tray with some of this seed starting soil. This is a lightweight, breathable soil medium that's gonna be easy for your seedlings to sprout roots, and it's gonna be the perfect little home for them while they're getting ready to grow outside. I've got it pre-moistened so that my seedlings have a little bit of water, and then it also helps with not displacing your seeds after you got them started in there. So I'm just making sure that I'm not pushing down. I don't want it to be compacted. We need these little baby roots to be strong enough to push down through that soil medium and get a nice base going. It can be really tempting to take this little packet, open it up, and plant all 30 of the tomato seeds. You don't need all 30 tomato plants or pepper plants in your garden, I promise. But it can be really tempting. And you can always share your extra starts with your friends. But I would say 1 pepper plant per person in your family would probably be plenty. These tiny little seeds have everything that this plant needs to produce some amazing food for your family, and that's the cool part. So you're just gonna I like to put 2 pepper seeds per cell, just in case one doesn't germinate. So I went ahead and I've started 6 of these California Wanderer bell pepper seeds. I went ahead and just placed them right on top of the soil, and I'm gonna leave them just like that until I get the rest of my tray sowed. Let's go ahead and move on to these eggplants. Oh my gosh, hold on, wait. I almost forgot to tell you guys the most important part. Don't forget to mark your cells. Cali bell peppers. The other nice thing I like to put on my little marker here is the date I started the seed. That's gonna let you know whether or not it's on track for its predicted germination and transplanting. Just right here. Perfect, so that cell is marked and ready to go. I know it's both of these, and that's how I'm actually gonna start 2 more so that I've got 2 complete rows here. So potentially I have 8 California Wanderer pepper plants, and I only have 4 family members. So who wants my extra pepper starts? First come, first serve. All right, cool. Those are ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and whip through the eggplants. Again, I'm gonna sow 2 of my little eggplant seeds here per cell. label your sticks so that you know what you're growing. Okay, excellent. Most everything in this side of the tray here, I'm gonna try to keep in that 4 to 6, 8 to 10 range for ready to transplant, so that I know that this section of cocoa liner is all at the same maturity stage, or pretty close anyway. So these Roma tomatoes are something I grow just about a ton of in my garden. They're awesome for sauce and for canning, which is what I use most of my harvest for. Try to keep that fresh garden taste throughout the whole year. That's like every mom's goal. I feel like every mom that wants to grow their own food anyway. Because I do know that these tomato seeds are super, super awesome, and I know that most of them are gonna germinate. I'm gonna sow these tomato seeds super thick in here because I can always tease the seedlings apart and really get the biggest bang for my buck in this situation. And I'm gonna put 8 per cell. I'm telling you, I grow a lot of tomatoes. So many tomatoes. 7, 8. A garden with too many tomatoes? That's not a thing. It doesn't exist. Go ahead and we're gonna sow our brassicas and maybe a couple flowers. Let's see how far we get here. We're gonna do some kale because you can harvest kale all the way up until snow. You can go out in the snow-covered garden and be picking kale. And then we're gonna move right on to some of the flowers because it's important you don't forget those pollinator-friendly things in and throughout your food garden to help pollinate and get the biggest harvest possible. So one awesome companion flower that you can be sowing seeds for right now in your greenhouse or at your house so that you're able to transplant them out is gonna be marigolds. The scent of marigolds is really great at deterring pests. Moving right along, let's go ahead and start another really great companion plant, alyssum. I don't know if you've ever smelled alyssum. It's got quite a strong scent, and the other great thing about alyssum is it's a brassica. And I'll sow these guys real thick and tease those apart as well. I've got 2 things I really want to make sure I fit in here: broccoli and basil. Basil is another succession sown in my garden. I always start some inside, and then as soon as I transplant some out, I start some seeds right outside in the garden as well. And then the very last thing I'm gonna start is this broccoli. Who doesn't love broccoli? I love broccoli. All right, once you have all your seeds placed, what I like to do is I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of my seed starting medium, and I'm just gonna cover up just ever so slightly all of those seedlings. They don't need to be buried deep. In fact, they wanna be able to quickly emerge from the soil once they've used up the energy to produce their roots. So I'm just gonna gently pat down here to make sure that my seeds have good contact with the soil. Everybody's tucked in all nice and cute. And then I'm just gonna use my spray bottle here. I'm gonna make sure it's not on a super strong stream just because we don't want to, again, displace the seeds once we've got them ever so meticulously placed in here. Sweet. Everybody's been spritzed. And then conveniently, we have this awesome little dome here. And this little dome is going to turn this tray into a little mini greenhouse. One thing is, as soon as you see leaves pop through, you're gonna wanna go ahead and remove this dome so that you don't get dampened off, where your seedlings get a little bit too much moisture and then you can let your seedlings grow and grow and grow for their 4 to 6 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, or however it says on the back of the package, or once we're ready and we don't have any more of that awful frost coming for the spring. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I had a great time starting these seeds. The idea of our customers starting their own seeds is so exciting to us, and I'd love to invite you to follow me along this journey from taking these seedlings from my garden all the way to my kitchen table, and I want to show you just how you can do that for your family too. Join me in a couple weeks and we'll catch up.